statements that the Hub have managed to collect, and you can really get a very strong picture of what the baths meant to people. And from the ones I've read through, the thing that really sticks in my head is I hope I'm down in the shallow end, because this is the end that everybody wanted to be in, because I think this is the only end that was in any way warm. So a lot of people, I think, managed never to get any of their bronze certificates or their gold certificates because they stayed down in the warm end. I think also from reading some of them, the warm end was probably a bit warmer on particular days because a lot of people admit to having peed in the baths all the time. So somebody suggested that they should be called the Peed Well baths rather than the Jacobs Wells baths. But again, I think from collecting people's histories, it just demonstrates how strong a memory can be set with a place. And there's a lovely little piece I just want to read to you here from a guy called Derek Holford. And I think what's interesting about it is all of the memories are still so crisp. And this is from the 1950s. He said, "I went there with Ashton Park School in the 1950s and Mr. Jarvis. The girls went before us with Mrs. Eddie Maniger, strange name. We used to watch them getting out of the water in their costumes. I bet they did, all those knitted costumes hanging around. We went after school quite a lot with Derek Wilson from Ashton Vale on our bikes. I failed to get my half-mile certificate as we ran out of time, but I went back again that night and I did it again. Good times." So again, you know, remembering all the names of their teachers and all the girls, and there's a lot of vivid memories in those. There's another one here from Patricia Baker. "I lived there until I was 9. As a kid growing up, we shared a bed. Boys slept in one end and the girls in the other. The kitchen had a hole in the floor." I think you'll see that the pictures of the tenements are over there, and this is what she's describing. "My parents slept in the living room. We always felt safe, even all the way through World War II was raging by. I went to school on Brandon Hill, in the school that's called St. George's. My mum would take out an old pram down to the docks where the coal yard was, and she'd buy us a bag of coal, lug it up to the flat, and drag the bag up 2 flights of steps." And there's another one from Pauline Barnes. "In the 1940s, when I was about 10, we used to walk from Clifton High School down Constitution Hill to the swimming baths. Often, people, children and other people used to throw water on us from the balconies of the tenements at Jacobs Wells Road. They thought we looked too posh in our uniforms." I can imagine that. Here's another one from Rodney Broom. "I remember these old flats from the 1950s. They were really squalid slums. There were terrible rooms and flats. I think the bathrooms in Jacobs Wells swimming baths next door was maybe all they had." I think it's interesting to think about how much we've changed in society, and everybody is so affluent now. For the past 3 or 4 decades of technological advancement has brought us a lot of physical comfort. One of the things I read in The Guardian before I came out today, there's a picture in the back page of this slum dwelling. I think there's going to be a programme on about slums. There's a picture from this guy. He was taken there when he was 5, and there were 5 children living in this tenement, all in one single room. This is in Manchester in Moss Side. And it's a really nice little story about it as well. And he was saying that the rest of his siblings were too embarrassed to talk about it, but actually, when he looked at it, they were happy times. So I think maybe that's the message that we take from today, is that people didn't have as much as we have nowadays, but maybe they were richer because they had community and they had friendship, and you know, when you got something, you felt the gratitude of it. And seeing so many people here today, I think that's, you know, it's a really beneficial thing for us. And there's a poster outside in the tea room where they're saying about how to build a community. Turn off your television, stop looking at your phone, talk to people. And I'd just like to say thank you very much, all of you, for being here today, and especially thank you to Judy and Sally and Heather and other people from the Jacobs Wells Hub group who have worked so hard to make this possible. And I don't think anybody can sit here today, and it's been really good to have the time to pause while we were listening to the history of the area. And it gives you time to sit around and reflect and look at the potential of this building. And I hope that everybody goes away today and says to everybody else, we've got to do all we can to help to preserve this as a community space. And again, to Judy and to Sally, a huge thank you, because I honestly believe that without just a few women necessarily, I think I have to say that, a few women in this community, we wouldn't be here today. I think the doors would be closed, water would be dripping in, and eventually, you know, there's two options for this building. It can be sold off to somebody who's rich and can have it for themselves, or it'll get to such a stage that it's dilapidated. And it's up to you and me and everybody else to try to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I hope that, you know, obviously other events have happened and there are more planned, and we need to be here for all of them. And I certainly will from now on. Okay, thank you very much. Is there anybody else? I think we've got somebody else.